sing and lift up the name of the Lord this morning. There were walls between us. By the cross you came and broke them down. Broke them down. There were chains around us. By your grace we are no longer bound. No longer bound. You called me out of the grave. You called me into the light. You called my name and then my heart came alive. Your love is greater. Your love is stronger. Your love awakens, awakens, awakens me. Your love is greater. Your love is stronger. Your love awakens, awakens, awakens me. Feel the darkness and feel the darkness shaking. All the dead are coming back to life, back to life. Hear the song awaken, all creation singing, we're alive, 'cause you're alive. You call me out of the grave, you call me into the light. You called my name and then my heart came alive. Your love is greater. Your love is stronger. Your love awakens, awakens, awakens me. Your love is greater. Your love is stronger. Your love awakens, awakens, awakens me. And what a love we found, death can't hold us down. We shout it out 'cause we're alive, you're alive. And what a love we found, death can't hold us down. We shout it out 'cause we're alive, 'cause you're alive. Alive. Your love is greater. Your love is greater. Your love is stronger. Your love awakens, awakens, awakens me. Your love is greater. Your love is stronger. Your love awakens, awakens, awakens me. It awakens me. Shout it out 'cause we're alive, 'cause you're alive. And what a love we found, death can't hold us down. We shout it out 'cause we're alive, 'cause you're alive. You're alive. Your love is greater. Your love is strong. Your both bruised and crushed. He showed that God is love, and that God is just. At the cross, you beckon me, draw me gently to my knees, and I am lost for words, so lost in love. I am sweetly broken, only surrender. What a priceless gift. What a priceless gift. An undeserved life have I been given through Christ crucified. You called me out of death. You called me out of death. You call me into life, and I was under your wrath. Now through the cross I'm reconciled. At the cross, sing it out. At the cross you beckon me, draw me gently to my knees, and I am lost for words, so lost in love. I am sweetly broken, only surrender. In all of the cross I must confess, I wonders your redeeming love, and how great is your faithfulness. At the cross you beckon me, draw me gently to my knees, and I am lost for words, so lost in love. I am sweetly broken, only surrender. At the cross you beckon me, draw me gently to my knees, and I am lost for words, so lost in love. I am sweetly broken, only surrender. Amen. It is good to see everybody. It is good to be in the house of the Lord. Just being able to lift up his name this morning. What a great God we serve. He brings us through the storms, not only in the weather, but also in the storms of life. Many times we see things fall around us, but yet God, he is faithful to us and for us. This song just talks about the fact that sometimes we need to be reminded that we may have destruction all around, We may see things fall down all around us, but God's promises are still real today as they were 2,000 years ago, 4,000 years ago. That His faithfulness is still real and we are still within His hands and He still cares for us and He still loves us. Let's sing this and worship Him this morning. Walking around these walls, I thought by now they'd fall, but you have never failed me yet. Amen. Waiting for change, waiting for change to come, knowing the battle's won, for you have never failed me yet. Your promise still stands. Your promise still stands. Great is your faithfulness, your faithfulness. I'm still in your hands. This is my confidence. You've never failed me yet. I know the night won't last. Your word will come to pass. My heart will sing your praise again. Jesus, you're still enough. Jesus, you're still enough. Keep me within your love. My heart will sing your praise again. Your promise still stands. Declare it this morning. Your promise still stands. Great is your faithfulness, your faithfulness. I'm still in your hands. This is my confidence. You never fail. Your promise still stands. Great is your faithfulness, your faithfulness. I'm still in your hands. This is my confidence. You never failed me yet. I've seen you move the mountains, and I believe I see you do it again. You made a way when there was no way, and I believe I see you do it again. I've seen you move the mountains, and I believe I see when there was nowhere, and I believe I see you do it again. I see you do it again. Your promise still stands. Great is your faithfulness, your faithfulness. I'm still in your hands. This is my confidence. You never failed me yet. Have you seen the Lord move in your life? Do you believe that He is not done yet? He can still move the mountains. He can do it again. Let's declare it this morning. I've seen you move. I've seen you move. You move the mountains, and I believe I see you do it again. You made a way when there was no way, and I believe I see you do it again. I've seen you move. You move the mountains, and I believe I see you do it again. You made a way when there was no way, and I believe I see you do it again. 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 Your love is extravagant. Your friendship, it is intimate. I find I'm moving to the rhythm of your grace. Your fragrance is intoxicating in a secret place. 'Cause your love is extravagant. Spread wide in the arms of Christ. Spread wide in the arms of Christ. It's the love that covers sin. No greater love have I ever known. You consider me a friend, capture my heart again. intoxicating in a secret place. 'Cause your love is extravagant. Spread wide. Spread wide in the arms of Christ. It's the love that covers sin. No greater love have I ever known. You consider me a friend. Spread wide and spread wide in the arms of Christ. It's the love that covers sin. No greater love have I ever known. You consider me a friend. Capture my heart again. Capture my heart again. 'Cause your love is extravagant. Your friendship, it is intimate. No place I would rather be. No place I would rather be. No place I would rather be. Here in your love, here in your love. No place I would rather be. No place I would rather be. No place I would rather be. Here in your love, here in your love. So satisfied down in my soul that I can't contain, that I can't control. I want more of you, God. I want more of you, God. So satisfied down in my soul that I can't contain, that I can't control. I want more of you, God. I want more of you, God. No place I would rather be. No place I would rather be. No place I would rather be than here in your love, here in your love. No place I would rather be. No place I would rather be. No place I would rather be than here in your love, here in your love. So satisfy you down in my soul that I can't contain, that I can't control. I want more of you, God. I want more of you, God. So satisfy you down in my soul that I can't contain, that I can't control. I want more of you, God. I want more of you, God. Amen. You can lift up a shout to the Lord. Have a seat.
Great job, band people. Thank you guys. Always wonderful. Just lovely. How's everybody doing this week? Good. Good to see everybody here today. We're in our series called Train. We're trying to train ourselves to look more and more like Jesus every day. And if you missed a week or two, you can jump online, check us out on YouTube or Facebook, and kind of get caught back up. But all of these messages kind of stand alone. So if this is your first time in this series, then don't be afraid. You'll get the gist of what's going on and what we need to do to look more and more like Jesus every day. In our first week, we talked about Paul writing a letter to Timothy and saying, hey, Timothy, you have got to train yourself to grow and to look more like Jesus. And then he goes on to tell the Ephesian people, he says, listen, it's like I am in labor pains, trying to see Christ formed within you, something so intense as labor pains. I've never had them before. Thank the Lord. He knew when he made me, he said, this one's going to have to be a guy because he could never handle childbirth. I mean, amen. If you've seen it happen, you know that ain't for us. Paul says, it's like I'm in labor trying to help you be formed to look like Jesus, to see that you are training yourself in these practices, not perfections. These practices that we're going through week by week, trying to help our lives to look like Christ. And so I'm giving you some tools. And last week I gave you 3 super easy ones, so we just grouped them all together. We had giving and prayer and fasting. We just lumped all 3 of those easy ones. No big deal. Just boom, 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 Sam. You knock those 3 out in an evening. And so that was last week. We talked about those tools that we have to try to put into work looking like Christ. And listen, these are tools. And when you start to see these tools in your life, if you start to say, well, man, I'm really doing great at working with this thing, you start to lose the point of it. You start to worship the act that you're doing, the prayer that you're making, the giving that you're giving, or the fasting that you're giving up. You start to put too much emphasis on that instead of who Christ is and what he's done for you. And so we don't want to get into this part of life where we just say, you know what, I will train myself if I can just do this to the fullest. Because all we're going to do is end up messing it up. And man, I'm telling you, listen, if you know me, if you hung out with me, you've had dinner with me or worked with me or spent some time with me, you know Jamie Jones is not perfect in any way. He messes it up a lot. And just because I hold the microphone, it doesn't make me some kind of special perfection of Christ. I mess up every single day. And if you don't believe me, ask my family. They're all Baptist on the back row. They'll tell you. He is not good and he is not perfect. He tries. Sometimes he tries a little bit better on days and sometimes he doesn't. But today we want to talk about another practice that we can put into place, another tool in our toolbox to help us look like Christ and to love people like Christ loved people and to talk like Christ talks and to act like Christ acted. And this tool that we're going to look today in this training series that we're in is called slow. Slow. How do we slow down? Not slow as in, you know, that uncle that you have. We all got one. You know that uncle. He doesn't get a hurry about nothing unless he's coming to pick on you. He's just like, well, here we go. And I got a brother like that for Lucy's uncle. I mean, he don't get sped up unless it's like well, he's fixing to pick on you or go fishing. I mean, if the tree stands in the tree, he's in a hurry. But before that, boy, he's just like, here we go. Just slow and steady wins the race. And really, that's what we want to talk about today is in our lives, how do we slow down this pace that we live in? Because you know what's this culture and this lifestyle that we live in now has sped up so much that we are speeding past people. We're speeding past the places where Christ is wanting us to stop and to help and to love and to speak to. It's so much faster these days. I remember being a freshman at Murray not so long ago, 20-something years ago. And when I wanted to write a paper, I had to find the library. It very rarely ever happened in the year that I was allowed to be there. But I found the library once or twice, and when you went in there, you would go in, you would find this huge card catalog. Listen, for some of you, you've never seen this before. There was a huge card catalog, had this thing called the Dewey Decimal System in it. It was so confusing, I would just be like, well, this isn't ever going to work. I'm never going to be able to do enough math to find the book in this library to be able to read. But I got lucky a couple times, and you would find the numbers on there, and then you would have to hunt through aisles to find books about what you were going to write a paper about. And if you found it, you would take the book, sit down at a table with a paper and a pen. I would write down notes. Oh my goodness. I was a pilgrim just come across to Plymouth Rock when I was in college. I had no laptop. I wrote things down. I went to the library. Oh, I was thinking about this more. I was like, Lord, I am backwoods and I'm a pilgrim, people. I mean, what my grandfather used to tell me, I go, golly, you're old. You used to have to do that. And now I'm thinking back, it's me now. And life has sped up so much that it takes 2 milliseconds on Google to get a whole paper's worth of data on your computer screen to be able to write stuff down. And all life has done is sped up and sped up and sped up until now we are running at a pace that we just can't, we feel like we just can't slow down. And it's not just school for some of you, it's travel. You know, we have sped up travel so much. My parents, grandparents, they used to talk about taking these road trips across country, and it seemed like that they spent more time in the car than they did in the destination. Do you know what I'm talking about? I mean, it was like, well, we went on a trip, and Lord, it took us 6 days to get there. We were there for a day and a half, and then it took us 5 days to get back. I was like, where's the vacation in that? But now life has sped it up so much that you can get almost to the other side of the world in a day of flying if you can get your flights right, and they actually have a seat for you that they sell to you. I mean, it's everything. Travel, school, and shopping now. We don't have to wait anymore. It's gotten now where you don't even have to go grocery shopping. You can just do it online. You pull up in the parking lot. And you know what I do? I complain that it takes them so long to bring me my groceries to my car. Well, I called them 4 minutes ago, and they have not made it out here yet. This is ridiculous. I mean, it would take me hours to buy all of the junk that Becky and me have clicked on Walmart.com. And it takes them 5.5 minutes to bring it out to my car. And I'm like, no, this is irresponsible. This is wrong. I have been grieved in my soul. Everything has sped up so much that it's just made life become, it's become ridiculous. This guy who's really smart, he's a professor, his name's Richard Wiseman. He decided that he would go to different countries. He would mark out 60 feet on the ground, and he would time people unknowingly. He would time people to see how long it took them, on average, to walk 60 feet. Because he wanted to see in different cultures and in different countries, how fast is the pace of life that these people are walking and going through. And so he went to Africa, to Malawi, and inside of a cafe, he put a line on the ground, or right outside the cafe. He sat inside the glass, and outside on the sidewalk, he marked a line, measured out 60 feet, marked another line, waited until everybody didn't know what was going on. They're just walking regular pace of the day. And he would time them. And the average time that it took a Malawian person to walk 60 feet, and I'm not sure if Malawian is right, but it is for you today. In that relaxed culture, it took them 31.6 seconds to go 60 feet. 31.6 seconds to go 60 feet. You're probably thinking, that's a pretty good pace. Especially for me. Got short legs. I don't take a big stride, Dustin. I mean, it's just like baby steps. Then he went to New York. And he knew New York's going to be a little bit faster. You know, it's more hectic. It's a little bit more advanced in culture. And it's just like everybody's going to be in a bigger hurry. But 31.6 is like, that would have been my ground. That would have been the average, I think, for the world. But then when he went to New York, he timed him, and it took him 12 seconds. Instead of 31 seconds, it took him 12 seconds to walk 60 feet. And I thought, Lord, I can't run 60 feet in 12 seconds. And I listened to this guy talking about this, and I start to think, man, life has sped up so much that I think I miss out on so many things that I think God wants me to do and be a part of, because you know what? I have got to get to that next destination. I have got to get that next 60 feet of my life clicked off as fast as I can so I can get to this destination where I think I need to be. And our culture is exploded in the energy drink business. I mean, there's one that I love. I think it tastes great. If I could get it without sugar and without caffeine, I would drink it all day long. But I mean, when I was growing up or earlier in my life, when I was a little bit younger, it was just Red Bull. You could get a 6 or 8 ounce Red Bull, that was it. But now we got Full Throttle, we got Amp, we got Monsters, we got all of these different energy drinks, Celsius. We're trying to speed people up. You can get them with or without carbs. It doesn't matter. What we want you to do is get all of the energy you can in your body so that you can run as fast as you can through the day before you crash. And we've gotten into this go, faster, faster pace of life. And you may be sitting there going, that ain't me. I'm still just chugging along, just at grandma speed. It's okay. But this is the test I have for you. If you go to Walmart, and of course, if you go, it's always going to happen. There is going to be 2 people who know each other. And instead of pulling to the side of the aisle, respectfully, they don't. They turn buggy sideways, and they talk to one another. How you handle that situation is whether or not you are a person who is in a slower pace or a faster pace. Because I know how I handle it. I'm coming down the aisle, and I'm making that turn into that aisle, and I see Meemaw and Peepaw in there talking to each other with their buggy sideways. I get right up on them. They don't even look. They just talking about, well, my grandkids. Was you able to reach what's on that top shelf? I couldn't get it either. I thought about climbing it, but this place would just fall in. So I take my buggy, and I just turn around, and I go as fast as I can around that aisle and come back the other way and give them that look like, y'all know, you could have just pulled to the emergency lane of this aisle. And I'm telling you, if this is you, if you're a freaker-outer when it comes to blocking the aisle at Walmart, listen, you have a problem with slowing down. You got a problem with slowing down in life. And I know I do. I can make jokes about it. Becky got on to me Friday about it just driving. But I mean, we have these things in our lives where we think, you know what? I've got to hurry up. We are thinking in our heads, how can I get there faster? How can I get there better? If you've ever been down Paris Mineral Wells Avenue, the main drag in there, and you're in the right lane, and you know I've got to get in the left lane, I've got to turn, but there's 4 cars. Can I go fast enough to get around them to get to the Chinese place? Or am I going to have to hold back, get in line behind them, and hold back so that I can get there? I mean, it's in everywhere we go, and everywhere we drive, and everywhere we turn, even in our elevator. You know what the elevator does for me? It keeps my lazy butt from having to walk upstairs. You know what I do when I get on the elevator? My Lord, how much slower can this elevator go? I mean, it has saved me step after step, heart attack after heart attack, stroke after stroke, and yet I get in there and I'm just pushing the buttons. Come on, if I push it faster, it'll speed up. You know what button breaks on every elevator first? Door close. The door close button breaks on more elevators than any other buttons because you know why? I get on there and I'm just beating that elevator. Door close, gotta hurry, gotta go, go, go. It is, it's my fault, Matt, every time. And so we've got to get into this place where we can slow down. But the problem is when we start to slow down, we start to hear words that, Lord, it's like nails on a chalkboard. I know one of these words and my wife just, she can't handle it. Becky walks into the kitchen. She says, Mama, I am bored. Lucy, I don't know who I said. Lucy walks to Becky in the kitchen. Sorry, everybody got that look on their face like, well, this just got really confusing. What kind of parallel universe Jamie living in? Becky walks in there and talks to herself. She does sometimes. Lucy, my daughter, who is 6, walks in to talk to my wife, who is not 6, who is a grown woman, in the kitchen, and says to her, Mama, I am bored. And you would have thought she said, Mama, I just busted out all the windows in my bedroom. I mean, Becky looks at her, she goes, hey, only boring people get bored. And Lucy is plucked straight out of Becky's rear end, and so Lucy has a comeback for that every time. Well, Mama, I'm boring, and I am bored. And I was like, well, here we go. It's a stubborn off. Who will win? And what we see, what's crazy about being bored is bored is actually something that is positive for you. It is something that actually does positive things for your brain to be able to be bored, sit, and not be overstimulated like we most of the time are. That when you are bored, your brain is able to process images and old thoughts and memories and emotions that you haven't been able to process before, that we actually become more creative when we're bored. And I see this a lot because Becky will be like, listen, we are not getting on the iPad, we're not getting on the TV. If you're bored, go find something to do. All of a sudden, pillow forts start popping up in different rooms of our house. It's like we're going to battle against the pillow army. I mean, all of a sudden, whenever we start to get bored, we start to become more creative. And what's crazy is this, it doesn't just happen in 6-year-olds, but it happens in 36-year-olds, 56-year-olds, 76-year-olds. It can happen to any of us when we are able to sit down, allow ourselves to say that I'm bored. All of a sudden, our brain starts to process. It can become more creative. It can do things. It can start to think, and it can start to bring us into different thought process and different thought schemes. And what we have to do is we have to be able to slow down. That we can see an increase when we are bored, that we can see an increase in focusing. We can see an increase in self-control. We can see that our brain is able to rest when we sit down. And so for all of us, we have got to find this place in our life where we can slow down. If you're sitting there going, well, I don't really need to slow down. For me, it's a lot like if you have a house and every day you went and bought groceries. Every day you got 3 packages from Amazon on the front porch. Every day you did your normal purchasing, buying, spending, and you brought it into your home, but you never took the trash out. Then it would just start piling up. We see that when things start to pile up in our homes, we have more stress, we have more anxiety, and when things start to pile up in our brains and we're not processing and working through and dumping out the trash, that what happens is we become stressed, we become anxious. And what's crazy about the Bible is that it was written so long ago, but yet it still has these stories of people who didn't process, didn't slow, didn't stop, and so they become stressed, worried, freaking out, angry. And so if you got your Bibles this morning, we'll turn there and we'll roll through this pretty quick and then we'll get out of here. But we want to look at the tension of what happens when we don't slow down. We'll be in Luke chapter 10. Some of you have heard this story. Some of you have probably gotten on to your parents or grandparents or sisters or brothers about this. We're going to be in Luke chapter 10. We're going to look at 4 or 5 short verses starting in verse 38. We're going to see what is this tension does to us when we are unwilling to slow and wait. So in Luke chapter 10, verse 38, it'll be up on the screen. As Jesus and his disciples were on their way, he came to a village. This village is called Bethany. He came to the village of Bethany, and he came to a home of a woman named Martha who opened her home to him. She had a sister called Mary. I don't think she was called that. I think that was her name. Her name was Mary. The Bible's just funny sometimes in the way it says things. Who sat at the Lord's feet listening to what he said. But Martha was distracted by all the preparations that she had to be made, all the things that she had to do. And so Martha came to Jesus and she asked him, Lord, don't you care? Lord, don't you even care that my sister has left me to do the work by myself? Jesus, don't you even see what's going on? Don't you even care a little bit about what Mary's doing and what I'm having to do? Tell her, get up and help your sister. And Jesus looks at her in verse 41 and he says, Martha, Martha, you're worried and upset about many things, but few things are needed, or indeed only one. And Mary has chosen what is better, and it will not be taken away from her. You see, notice what's going on here. This is not some elaborate, crazy deal that's happening in Martha's life. They're about to have a meal. Most of us eat a meal 3 times a day if we're healthy. This is not like we have gone into some crazy land and we're doing something we've never done before. Martha's getting dinner prepared and she's got some house guests and they're eating a meal. This happens all the time and it's not like this crazy thing. They're just going to have a luncheon. But she's freaking out. I read this and I start to think, you know what? It's the little things that we freak out about, and then the big things just explode into the atom bomb. It's so crazy that when we handle little things the right way, big things don't really blow us away anymore. Brooks will tell you, he's my nephew back there. He practices harder than anybody I've ever seen. Practices in all these sports to do all these things. And I can tell you, the way you practice is often the way that you play. That if you work hard in the little things of practice, when you come into game time, you will see that those things will be a lot easier for you. And for many of us, we're not working very hard in the little things of life because we are so focused on those big things that are coming along that we let the little things pile up and pile up. We never work through them. We never deal with them. And so when the big things finally get here, it's just the end of the world. And Martha's seeing this. She's cooking dinner. She's had house guests before. This should not be the end of the world. But yet she's not handled the little things correctly, and so now that it's becoming a big thing, she's freaking out. And there's 4 main people in this story. Let me give them to you. Martha's the first one. It's her house. I think she's probably the oldest. You know, she's the responsible one. She's got her sister and her brother there with her. Mary's there. Martha's the cooker and the cleaner and the doer and probably the pointer. You know those people in your life who say, hey, you need to get over there and do this. That's probably Martha. Mary's to me, younger sister, just one that's kind of more chill. And then you got Lazarus, the brother, who the Bible says Lazarus and Jesus are big friends. But in this story, you don't see Lazarus anywhere. You know why? I think he knew. I think when dinner started to boil over in the pots, Lazarus was like, well, I got to reshoe my camel real quick. There ain't no way I'm getting into this hen house fight before Jesus shows up. And so in the whole story, we don't even hear about Jesus' best buddy, about Lazarus, because I don't think he's there. I think he hit the road, Jack. He was like, y'all ring the bell when dinner's here and I'll come in. And then we have Jesus, who's just sitting there. Jesus who doesn't get stressed. Jesus who I never read in the Bible where Jesus ran. Jesus who handled the little things, and then the big things were just like, here we go. And so we see these 4 characters in this, and in this story, we see Martha running around like a chicken with her head cut off, and she goes to Jesus and says, listen, command her, my sister, help me. Help me. Jesus, I need you to do this now. I know none of us has ever told that to God. God, I really need you to do this right now. And Jesus, you know, he tells her, he says, listen, you are distracted with all this preparation. You're distracted in all this that's going on. And the problem is when he's talking to her, he's really telling her, he's saying, listen, you are too busy for me. Mary's made me a priority, and she has slowed down, and she has stopped. And have you seen this in your life? That people get so busy that they just can't even stand the people who are around them. You ever see those people in your life who get so busy and so wrapped up in, I've got this to-do list, and I've got a to-do list for you, that they'll walk in there and you'll be sitting down, this has never happened to me, and they'll be like, what is going on? Why are you just sitting there? Is there something wrong with your legs? There's about to be something wrong with your legs if you don't get up. I mean, not me, you run into these people all the time who are just like, you better get up. You better get going. Are you enjoying yourself? I love that question. That is a dead end, you about to get yourself on the cross question. Are you enjoying yourself just sitting there? I can lie and say no, or I can tell you the truth and get beat up. The problem is that person who's doing all that running is not enjoying themselves. Is we get caught in this pace of not being able to sit, not being able to rest, not being able to process, not being able to do anything. And what we do is we see that we get distracted. Martha's in this manic lifestyle right now. She is running and going and worried and mad. It's just become too much. For all of us, we get in this pace of life where it becomes too much for us too. It's like we see where we want to go and what we want to get to, but it's like a mirage. Because I will run and run and run. But once I get there, it's like that mirage just picks itself up and moves away. And then I run and I run and I run to try to get to there, but I just can't never get there. And what happens is I lose the joy in the journey of life that Christ has given me. You want me to say that one again? Maybe y'all want to write that one down. I lose the joy in the journey that Christ has given me because I am too distracted in the destination. And Martha's mad about this. She's mad at Mary. She's questioning Jesus. She's telling Jesus what to do. Tell her to get off her lazy butt. All of a sudden, this blame shift comes along, and some of us have a problem with this. That everything would be okay if Jesus would just change them. Well, Jesus, I wouldn't have so many problems if you would just tell her to get up. Jesus, it wouldn't be so stressful if you would just do what you need to do. And Martha's saying this. She's saying, listen, she left me. I'm doing this alone. I've been greeting and wiping and cleaning and greeting people coming in, and I've been getting the plates out. I've been doing everything. She left me. And we get in this lifestyle, we have two things that happen, and you can write these down. The first one is when we get into this lifestyle of not being able to slow down, we get into this place where we find that we overvalue ourselves. We overvalue ourselves when it comes to stress and the things that are going on. We overvalue ourselves when we say things like, I have to do this myself if it's going to get done. It's all on my shoulders. If I don't do this, it will not be done. It won't be done right. It's like the whole world ends because we have put so much value on ourselves that if I don't do it, it's all over. That's the first one. The second one is the exact opposite. We undervalue ourselves. We get in this place where it's like, I only have value when I do stuff. I only have value if I achieve something. Someone will only approve of me. Someone will only love me if I do fill in the blank. It's not about the value that Jesus has put in us being his children and being loved by him, but it's all about whether or not I can succeed in getting this done, then someone will finally love me. And Martha is falling in these categories in different ways. I think she just wanted to have the best dinner in Bethany. She wanted everybody in town to get on her Facebook and see it and click like and go, I just don't know how you pulled it off. It would have never got done if it hadn't been you, Martha. You're the best. You're the greatest. You answered the door. You cooked. You cleaned. You greeted. You did it all. You're fantastic. Amen. But the problem is Jesus doesn't say that to her. He says, listen, you need a timeout. The one thing you need is not the thing you're doing. The problem is you've gotten into your circumstances or your sister or even with him. The problem is you're looking to everybody except what you need to do. It's this one thing. It's not Jesus with Martha. Jesus is saying, listen, you need one thing. You got to slow down. You need to see that I am here. You got to quit pressing and pushing. It's become all about you and what you can get accomplished. It's become all about you and what you have to do. It's not even about Jesus being there. And I'm going to tell you, listen, you may be sitting there and you're a Martha yourself and you're going, listen, if she hadn't done it, it wouldn't have got done. Bull. I read in the Bible, Jesus said, hey, there's 5,000 people. How are we going to feed them? Bring me that sack lunch. Jesus doesn't have to have Martha cook them dinner. Jesus can do anything. Jesus can do everything. What Jesus wants is to slow down and have a relationship. For many of us, we are running and running and running and going, and we have zero relationships. We don't have relationships with our people in our family. We don't have a relationship with our spouse, with our parents, with our kids. We don't have a relationship with anybody because we have sped up and ran so hard that we've lost the relationship with Jesus too. And Jesus is saying, listen, I can handle dinner if you'll slow down. I can feed them all. I just have to have you sit with me. So we have to slow down. In Ephesians chapter 3, don't turn there, I'll just tell you. Paul writes this prayer to the Ephesian people, and it's so beautiful. And in this, he says that so may Christ may be dwelling in your hearts through faith. Why do we train ourselves to slow down? So that Christ will dwell in our hearts because of our faith. This is the only verse in the Bible that says Jesus comes into our hearts. I mean, we as Baptist people have built a whole big old thing about ask Jesus into your heart. There's one verse. And I think it's for people who have put their focus on Jesus and built their faith to see him grow inside of their lives. But Paul is saying, listen, this is my prayer, that Christ may dwell. Not just come in and hang out and then go, but he may live inside of your heart. He may have a relationship with you, but you have got to slow down. You got to slow down if you're going to get there. So here's your homework. We'll go. Three of them. You pick which one you want to do. Here's your first one. Homework for the week. Number one, some of you just don't need to pass that car. This week, while you're driving down the 4-lane, maybe you just don't need to pass that car. Maybe they're in the fast lane like a dummy. Maybe they're in the slow lane and you're in front of them. But listen, you just don't need to pass it. Maybe you don't need to tailgate either, but you just get behind them at a safe distance. You say, God, they must be in front of me for a reason. I'm going to take this time just to sit with you. I'm just going to slow down just a little bit. Number two, maybe for some of you, you have a meeting, whether it's in school or work or with somebody at church, whatever it is, and you just decide, hey, I am for one time going to leave 5 to 10 minutes early. I'm going to get in this room where this meeting is 5 to 10 minutes early. Instead of coming in 3 or 4 or 5 minutes late, I'm going to get in there 5 to 10 minutes early. I'm just going to sit there and I'm going to go, God, bore me. For 5 or 10 minutes, God, just let me be bored. If there's nothing else I can do, I'll just sit here and pray. And see how that meeting goes. See if it's a little different than when you come slinging crap junk. I'm doing better. Listen, we're working on it. My mom said I'm going to put a list of words you can't say. CRAP is one of them on the back. I can spell it, though, for now. But listen, just try it. Get there 5, 10 minutes early. See if it goes differently than when you come slinging all your junk on the table, last minute, freaking out. Just go in there slow. Let God bore you. Spend 5 or 10 minutes just waiting. Last one. Maybe this week, you purposefully slow down and enjoy your journey. Whatever the destination is, no matter how cool it is or terrible it is, you just, on the way there, you just go, you know what? Speed limit 65, I'll set it at 59. I'll just slow down on this journey to wherever I'm going. I'll look at all the things God's created all around me. I'll spend time in prayer. I'll turn a worship song on. I'll just roll the windows down, let the wind blow through my scalp. But I'll just enjoy what's happening around me. And I will slow down to the speed of seeing what God is doing in the world around me. So you got it? Let's stand. I'll run through the 3 real quick. Jagger, come play something pretty.